Okay, hi Terry, I'm Kylie. I'm going to be your nurse today, and I know that we're meeting in the outpatient clinic today to talk about your recent hospitalization and how you've been doing. So if you could tell me a little bit about that background,
Sure.
how you've been coping with it. Stuff like
Yeah, so a couple months ago I was hospitalized for a depression state. I had some kind of suicidal thoughts, and so I was inpatient at an UPC.
that.
My depression kind of started from a while back, so it just kind of creeped up on me and wasn't doing so good. So they hospitalized me. I've been on antidepressants now, and I'm doing a lot better. I'm really enjoying doing some different activities within the outpatient clinic, and I've met some great people, so I feel a lot better now.
Good, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. And so you've been coping by, you said, meeting people from the outpatient clinic. You are
Right,
on medicine.
right.
Is there any other ways that you found that helps you with your
Yeah,
thoughts?
smoking
mood?
cigarettes really helped me. I've smoked for a while, so that seems to really help my depression and anxiety, and makes me
Okay.
feel a lot better.
Okay. Would you mind if we talk about your cigarette use for a while?
That sounds okay.
That's okay? All right. So you said that cigarettes help relax you. So have you been using cigarettes for a while? When did you start using cigarettes?
Yeah, I've been smoking for about 10 years. When I was 14, I started smoking actually with my dad. He was a pretty heavy smoker, and he just recently died of lung cancer when he was 66. So that's been part of the depression also, and I think I've started smoking a little bit more since that's
Okay.
happened. But he played a big role, and I always lived with him, so I've always kind of grown up around the smoking and
Yeah.
have done it for quite a while.
Sure. So you have been using for about 10 years. And how much would you say you smoke a day?
Anywhere from a pack and a half to 2 packs, kind of depends on the day.
Okay.
If I have a more stressful or a bad day, I smoke a little bit more.
Yeah.
Take a decent amount of smoke breaks at work, and so yeah, anywhere from a pack and a half to 2 packs of unfiltered
Okay.
cigarettes.
Unfiltered cigarettes, 1.5 to 2 packs a day.
Right.
Okay, so for about 10 years, related to when your father introduced you to it, and it's really helping you with coping and helping you stabilize your mood, decreasing
Right.
stress, stuff like
Right.
that.
Exactly.
Got it. Do you think it affects your health in any way?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think? Okay.
It makes me happy, and
Yeah.
I think the depression is more, harmful to my health than the smoking.
Than the smoking, okay. I'm gonna bring up a topic if that's okay with
Okay.
you, and just see your thoughts on it. No judgment at all, just gonna bring it up so we can talk about it.
Okay.
I have in your chart that you have recently developed asthma.
Yeah,
Could
they
you
told
talk to
me
me?
that.
more
Yeah,
about
I
that?
got diagnosed. I think it was just maybe missed whenever I was a kid,
Yeah.
because I've had it for a few years at least.
Mhm.
Just shortness of breath, and probably just from being out of shape or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Okay.
say it might be related to the smoking, but I don't really think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
No.
Just some food for thought. And so, have you ever thought about substituting some sort of exercise or method or something in your life for cigarettes? Or are you are pretty sure that this is something that is a good method for you?
Well, I haven't really thought about that,
Mhm.
putting that in place. So yeah, if you could tell me a little bit more, I guess, about it.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it.
Definitely. I think one of the things to talk about before we even see if you're ready to think about quitting or not is to talk about your motivation for why you would. So kind of like pros and cons of your smoking. So what would you say the pros of smoking are?
Well,
to
it
you?
definitely helps relax me. I think it helps with my depression and anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that it's just something I enjoy to do.
Yeah, it's a big factor in your
Right,
life.
right.
What would you say the cons are to smoking?
Well, I do have a niece who I just love to see, and
Yeah.
we get along very, very well. But my brother doesn't let me smoke around her,
Okay.
so it's kind of hard for me to plan time with her when I have to smoke so often.
Yeah.
So not getting to see her is really hard for me. So that's definitely a big con. I guess if the asthma and trouble breathing is a part of it, then health potentials. My dad died of lung cancer. They say it was due to his cigarette use, so health problems would probably be a count also.
Sure. So to you, what's kind of most important in your life? Would you say it is something like your family, or getting to see your niece as she grows up? Is it spending time de-stressing or stabilizing your mood? Do you see anywhere that you could add something in your life so you could take smoking out, or just where do your priorities lie with that?
Well, definitely my family is very big for me. My niece especially, that's a big motivator. My mom doesn't smoke, but she doesn't really live nearby.
Okay.
I guess another thing with my dad passing away, that's a pretty big motivator to not die at a young age like that. I still have a lot of life to live. But also my depression has been so harmful to me that I feel like I have to keep that in order, and I just feel if I stop smoking that I might relapse with the depression.
Sure.
And so I'm not so sure that I could do it.
Yeah, you know what? I totally understand your fears with that. You have something that's working right now and you don't want to change it, but it's like I hear you say that your family is so important to you, and it sounds like they're a big support system to you, and you've learned a lot from them. And honestly, I really think that you could quit. You have come so far after your hospitalization, and you've done a lot of great work with that. I think that if you wanted to, if you were ready to change, you could definitely find a substitute for smoke. You could even just cut back a little bit, and that way you could spend more time with your niece, start spending more time with her, maybe reduce your chances for lung cancer. So knowing this stuff and understanding your motivation and kind of things you're looking for in your life right now and how to support yourself. If you look at this ruler right here, it's kind of a readiness ruler or scale, if you want to think about it like that, to think about quitting smoking. So if you want to rate it between 0 and 10, 0 would be you don't even want to think about smoking or quitting now. And 10 is you're ready now to start planning to quit smoking. Where do you think you fall on that scale?
Probably a 3 or a 4. I feel like I could, tossing up the idea of it, it does sound like a great idea. I am really worried about relapsing on the depression. That's huge for me. I don't want to go back to MUPC. I don't want to have more suicidal thoughts. That was a pretty bad time. But I do play with the idea of it, and I think that I do eventually want to at least cut back. Maybe not fully quit, but try to do some things to cut back.
Definitely. And we here at the outpatient clinic, we have a ton of resources for you, so we could work together and talk about making a plan to cut back or modify your usage. We have plenty of materials for you, so we could do things like set short-term goals for you, like this week I want to cut down to 1.5 packs a day, not go up to 2, and stay like that for a little while, and add something to your life like going to yoga or doing stuff like that. And we also have resources like have you tried the gum that people use now?
No, some people say it works, but I've heard a lot of things too, so maybe some resources on that would be good.
We can provide those for you. There's the patch you can always use. And then just encouragement to spend time with your family where it's not as much of an option and prominent, especially with your brother and niece. So what would you say are your short-term goals right now?
I think right now, starting with maybe only trying to smoke a pack or a pack and a half a day, putting in some yoga time, or really trying to put in some time with my niece and not bringing cigarettes at all, so I don't even have the option. I would say cutting back, maybe trying the gum, if I can get some more information on that. I think that would be helpful.
Great.
But so bring some new things for happiness into my life with the yoga and the meditation, and then spending more time with my niece would be good.
Great. And all of those things sound definitely doable. I think you're really capable of making those changes, and here I can go back and print a bunch of resources and go over them with you and tell you where to get some of these, like gum or things like that. So I'm really glad that we talked about this and
Yeah.
talked about your smoking today. And we're always here if you need anything. So pretty much right now, we'll make a follow-up appointment and get you those materials. And whenever you need support, we have the line that you can call. So,
Okay.
Do you have anything else that you want to talk about? Do you have any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, great. All right. Well, we will talk to you soon. We'll be getting together soon to talk about how you're doing. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Terry.